what's up? Welcome to a lunch video. I'm just going to share with you simple lunches that I'm making for the week, and I'll explain the cost breakdown, but I'm hoping this will give you a fresh, easy idea that you guys can make that's super inexpensive. Hello. I'm so happy you clicked on today's video. I'm going to do a voiceover because I took the time to really enjoy myself in my kitchen today, and this was exactly what I needed to kind of get myself out of, I don't know necessarily if it's like a food rut or food fatigue or just like tired of cooking, but this is exactly what I needed. So here's the ingredients, and at the end of the video, I'll share with you the cost, kind of go everything with you, just because I really like doing that to kind of break down so you can see how my mind works when it comes to meal planning on a budget. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Miranda, and my favorite way to make rice for the last couple months is just on the stovetop. It's super easy. It takes no time at all. It always turns out perfect. 2 cups of water, 1 cup of rice, add a little bit of seasoning or salt. I'm using this carne asada seasoning. Bring it to a boil. After it comes to a boil, turn the heat down to low, put a lid on it, cook it for 10 to 12 minutes, turn the heat off, put it like somewhere else on the stove, let it sit for 5 to 7 minutes. It's perfect every time. So this video is going to be more like vlog style in the way I'm setting up and cooking and chopping, because I really wanted to just enjoy the time being in my kitchen. I really love to cook and chop. I really love to make sure there's no bugs on my lettuce. You'll have to pause and read that if you didn't. I'm scarred for life. Anyways, I just really like to take the time, and when I watch other people's videos, I like to see them doing everything. That inspires me. It motivates me to see them cut and chop and wash and be in their kitchen and clean their kitchen. So that's kind of the content I like to make. I also just want to mention, normally I wash my veggies with cold water. I let them soak and then do distilled white vinegar, but this day I just kind of rinsed everything and I felt like I was good to go. But typically I'll like fill my sink with water or a bowl with water, a little bit of vinegar. And this lettuce was actually so delicious. So I shopped at Albertsons this day. It's kind of been my go-to. I haven't been really going to Smith's recently. I don't know. I just feel like the produce there just isn't as good. But between Albertsons and Trader Joe's, I've been feeling like they have the best prices overall, the best deals. And if you are someone who is looking to eat healthy for cheap, I really recommend is also downloading the Fetch app. This is not sponsored. They have sponsored my content before, but I talked about them for almost 2 years before they even knew who I was. But I actually get a lot of points over on Fetch, and I can turn them into rewards. And recently we've been turning them into movie rewards. So if you don't have the Fetch app, you'll see a link down below for it. I got 100 bonus points just for scanning a receipt from Albertsons. If you don't have an Albertsons near you, no big deal. There's probably a different grocery store that's in your app. It's just based on where you are. They have the same going on for Vons right now. And I've noticed that every time I go to Albertsons and every time I go to Vons, I get an extra 100 points. And that adds up really quickly. All right, let's get down to talking about the food. So I really like using the same ingredients over and over and over and making really simple recipes. And I think sometimes it does come with a little bit of food fatigue or food rut, because I go to the grocery store and I'm like, I'm kind of tired of salads, or I'm kind of tired of rice. But then there's sometimes that I get all the same ingredients I always get, and it turns out fantastic. So I made this little like quesadilla, if you will. I don't even think it would be like a quesadilla. It's like a little wrap. One of the best lunch ideas I've ever had. So this isn't really specific, something you could really make ahead if you wanted to be crunchy, but it really only took a couple of minutes in a frying pan. I think it was like 2 minutes per side. It was so crispy. The beans were warm, and I'm obsessed with tomatoes, always have been since I was a little kid. And it just had like the right amount of acidity to it. It was awesome. I'm like, okay, I could probably eat this for a couple weeks straight before I get sick of it. And I can also think of so many different things you can put inside of it. So definitely not something you can really take on the go with you unless you do like a cold wrap, but that would still really be good. And I'll share with you what kind of that full plate that I put together. So these avocados weren't 100% ready. They were really squishy on the outside, but then when I opened them up on the inside, they were really firm. So I made do with it. I know if you add a little bit of salt and a little bit of acid to the avocado, it'll help it break down a little bit faster. And I decided to step away from trying to mash it with a fork, and I just popped it in my food processor, and we were good to go. And you're also going to see me, like I said, this is more vlog style, behind the scenes, washing, wiping down. If something thing that you are intimidated by is food prep, because it does end up with a lot of dishes. My friend Alyssa just said this the other day. If you are making meals homemade, just expect to have a lot of dishes. You can have your husband help, you can have your kids help, you can have your partner help. If it's just you, cleaning as you go is like a huge, huge tool. So like I said, for the guacamole, I was really struggling with getting it smashed. So I added a little bit of salt, had the acidity from the tomato. If you can't have tomato, you could do onion, cilantro, a little red pepper in there would be really good. And then I use this little hand mixer I have, or it's like a food processor, but there's no cord. It's awesome. I will link it down below so you can check it out. But made some quick guac, and I have always had a problem with avocado, but recently I've been introducing more fats to my diet and it has not been bothering me. So I've just been having a little bit of it every single day. I eat a high carb, lower fat, plant-based diet, and avocado for the past couple years has really bothered me, but now if I have a little bit of it, I'm fine. And I had a little bit of it every single day this week. So there you go. So also I do want to mention too, is I did have more than 1 can of beans. You'll see at the end when I share my full grocery shopping list, and I had 2 pounds of rice. And this ended up being 6 days of lunches because I have a really long work day. I'm typically at work for about 12 hours, so I technically have 2 lunches every day, but it's 12 lunches in total. So if you're someone who just eats 1 lunch a day, this will give you a lot of ideas or a shopping list to carry you through about 2 weeks. So here is the burrito bowl that I did. Again, something really, really simple, just some cool lettuce to add some crispiness, the rice, guac, beans. The guac, I only made half of it in advance, and for the rice, I just made enough for 2 days at a time. You don't have to eat leftover rice if you don't want to. I always get people back and forth in my comments about it. I don't have a problem with it, so I make it ahead of time. And for the quesadilla, I just made it fresh every single day, but this was such a delicious lunch, and if you try it, you'll have to let me know. I'm really curious if it's something that you are a fan of in your own house, or if this is something that would be like a dinner or a lunch for you. It was just really easy, really simple, and again, using all the same ingredients I always use. So here's my cost. As you can see, one of the biggest things here is the romaine lettuce was free. I used my store perks for the romaine, so I got it for free. So it brings down my lunches to $1.23 per lunch. That's really, really inexpensive, and overall, even if you had to add the lettuce in, it would only be a couple extra dollars. I hope you really liked today's video. I'm not totally in a food rut, but I feel like I am this week. I just feel like I didn't know what to make, and I feel like I'm eating the same things, and I feel like so uninspired to share recipes here. So I thought if I came down with a plan for making a whole week of lunches on a small budget, this would really help. So this is actually 2 weeks worth of lunches. But if you like this video, I'd love to hear down below if this helps you, if this motivated you, if this inspired you, if it helped you in any way. I'd love to hear. And I'd love to start doing these videos probably bi-weekly, so let me know if you'd like to see them. I'll just come up with a budget and share my lunches, because I mean, for the cost of 12 of these lunches, it's basically like 1 burrito bowl over at Chipotle. And no, they won't always be the same. It'll be something different, because again, I get in food ruts. Maybe you do too, maybe you don't, but I'm assuming most people just need ideas, and that's why recipe videos here on YouTube are so popular. Anyways, I hope you have an awesome day. Give this video a huge thumbs up, and I'll see you very soon in a new video. Bye-bye.